Hello, Saracena Braves. Today we're going to do some review of powers and exponents. This is Mrs. Corey, and again, we're doing powers and exponents. It's just some review to lead up into when we do the two-step equations. I just want to make sure you know how to do these types of problems. Powers is a shortcut for multiplication. So when you need to multiply the same number by itself over and over again, powers are a shortcut way to write the multiplication problem. Instead of multiplying 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which equals 32, we use the power 2 to the 5th power and get the same answer, which is 32. So it's a different type of notation, but we're multiplying. So a power is a number written as a base number with an exponent. So when we see our example here, the 2 is the base and the 5 is the exponent. And the way that we say it is we say 2 to the 5th power. How do we read powers and exponents? Normally say whatever that base number, like 2, to the whatever the exponent number is, expressed as an ordinal number. Now, ordinal numbers are like first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. So we would say 2 to the 5th power. Squared equals some base, a certain number, raised to the 2nd power. But instead of saying the 2nd power, we usually just say squared. So for this example of 2 to the 2nd power, we would actually say 2 squared. So that just means 2 is being multiplied by itself twice. Next, if we have an exponent of a 3, then we would say cubed instead of base to the 3rd power or 2 to the 3rd power. We would say 2 cubed. Most mathematicians say 2 cubed, which just means when we express it as a product, 2 times 2 times 2, which equals 8. Now here's some common mistakes that students have. Sometimes they'll see 2 to the 5th power, but it does not equal 2 times 5. So it does not equal 10. Instead, 2 to the 5th power is telling us that we're going to multiply the number 2, which is the base, 5 times. So we're going to multiply it times itself 5 times. Now here's some special cases when the exponent is 0 and the base is any number but 0, then the answer is 1. So if I have 2 to the 0th power, that equals 1. 4,638 to the 0th power, that equals 1. In fact, any number except the number 0 when it's raised to the 0th power equals 1. In fact, 0 raised to the 0th power equals undefined. The exponent 1 is usually invisible. So if we said something like 5 to the 1st power, guess what? We would never really say that. It's invisible. So 2 to the 1st power, we don't really write that. We would just say 2. And if it was 4,638 to the 1st power, we would just write 4,638. And in fact, 0 to the 1 power is still just 0. So when we write a power as a product, the power, which is like we have that 2 to the 5th power, we write it the shortcut way. Or we can expand it and write it the long way as a product and then find the answer. So we find the value of that product. So we start off with the power, which equals some product, and then we can find the value of the product or the answer, or the value of the power. So now, guess what? Now it's your turn to try. I gave you some problems here. There are only 10 problems. Try them out because I really need to make sure that people know how to do this. So on a piece of paper, write out these problems. There are only 10 of them. Try them out, and for the first 4, you're going to write each product using an exponent. Then 5 through 10, you're going to write each power as a product of the same factor, and then